And then I know that you said this in the tour, but like, can you go in more into detail about exactly what you do here? And like, you said also that like people come, like when you're making other movies. Can you talk about that?
Oh, yes. Well, we celebrate and share the legacy of Disney animation by preserving the art as best as possible in the time we're here, but still keep it accessible. So people from all Disney business units can come to this facility and reference artwork for their projects. Consumer products will come here for artwork that they may want to use as inspiration or on products such as t-shirts, toys, stationery, furniture. Imagineering will reference artwork in this collection for theme park rides based upon the feature films of the shorts. Home entertainment will reference artwork for use in its supplements, such as galleries, games, and menus, and deleted sequences and such. But the artists themselves, last but not least, the teams from Pixar, Disney Toon Studios, Television Animation, and the animation studios will come here and reference artwork so they can gain either knowledge about how the artists way back in the Disney legacy did things, how they painted their backgrounds, how they drew their characters. And other artists will come here just purely for inspiration. They'll look at how somebody like Mary Blair painted some of their paintings, or Ivan Earle painted their sketches. And they'll look at Bill Pete's story sketches and look at the simple lines, and they'll come away with such inspiration. And oftentimes artists will come here and say, "Oh, I could never do this art. I could never be so good as these people." But what they don't realize is they're actually doing it. And so some of their art will actually be in our collection not too long from now.
And then since this is about Sleeping Beauty, like how many pieces from Sleeping Beauty do you have?
Well, I can only estimate hundreds of thousands between the animation drawings and the story sketches, the background paintings, layout drawings, and the concept art. I can only say hundreds of thousands because we don't have any actual inventory of it yet. Ultimately, if we digitize everything, we'll have a nice accurate number for that. But for now, we're just trying our best to preserve the art as best as possible, to house it so it lasts as long as possible, and find ways to catalog and digitize as much of it as possible so that artists and people can reference it at their computers.
And then I actually had a question I wanted to ask them, but I didn't. Snow White hasn't been digitized, correct?
Well, parts of it have. I mean, we've digitized some of the animation drawings from that, and we've digitized certain elements, certain pieces of concept art, certain pieces of story sketches, based upon the needs of previous requests. But right now, we're just beginning to try to tackle the entirety of the concept art and the story sketches, just so we can put that in order and house it in such a way so it lasts as long as possible.
Yeah, I was really surprised that like Snow White, all of it hadn't been done, because I thought that would be like, you know, like the top, or like one of the top.
Well, it was one of the first films that we scanned animation for which we did that. But it's been, when you have 65 million pieces of art, where do you start? When you have titles such as Steamboat Willie, titles such as Dumbo or Bambi or Peter Pan or things like that, or Sleeping Beauty, where do you start? So with Sleeping Beauty, we started with story sketches and concept art and tried to put those in order, because those are some of the most key elements of art for a lot of people, concept art and story sketches. And they actually proved valuable for a lot of clients and a lot of individuals.